should propose? Responsibility, love, and the psychology of initiative. Before we even ask who should propose for friendship or marriage, pause and ask a deeper question. Why does this question carry so much weight in the first place? Because beneath the surface, it is rarely about romance. It is about fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of misreading intentions. Fear of appearing impulsive or desperate. Fear of breaking cultural norms. Fear of stepping into a role no one has clearly outlined in a world where tradition is questioned and signals are inconsistent. Every generation asks this question not because love has fundamentally changed, but because certainty has become rare. In societies where expectations are both shrinking and multiplying, the question is never truly about gender. It is about responsibility, about who is willing to act when feelings turn real, who will step into the vulnerability of risk and speak truth when hesitation is safest. Initiative is not just a gesture. It is a measure of character, and it reveals who is willing to carry the consequences of love beyond emotion. By the end of this reflection, the question of who should propose will no longer be about man or woman. It will be about courage, integrity, and vision. Friendship is where all relationships begin. It is the foundation of connection. Yet it is also where hesitation often thrives. The reality few admit is that there has never been a universal cultural or psychological law dictating who should extend the first hand. Some friendships begin because a man speaks first. Some because a woman reaches across uncertainty. Some because two people move together without calculation. What destroys potential connection is not confusion over gender. It is silence born from fear, pride, or perfectionism. Both parties waiting for the other to act creates emptiness where opportunity once stood. Responsibility is simple. The one who feels connection carries the moral duty to express it. Maturity does not wait for consent from tradition. It chooses presence over avoidance, action over stagnation. In this space, emotional intelligence is not optional. It is essential. A gesture of friendship is both a gift and a declaration that you value human connection more than social caution. Marriage is different. It is heavier, more structural, more socially visible. It is not only emotional, it is communal, generational, and future-facing. Across civilizations, proposing marriage has always carried weight. In many traditional societies, the man proposed, not to diminish women, not to claim authority, but to signify responsibility, to announce, I am prepared to carry this commitment. I am ready to build, protect, and provide stability. I am willing to accept the consequences of love made public. This is where cultural pressures intersect with personal character. For the woman, being asked does not signal weakness, it signals trust. For the man, asking does not guarantee respect, but it demonstrates preparedness. And for both, failure to act in the presence of mutual understanding can erode what was fragile but possible. Initiative is less about gender and more about discernment, understanding timing, emotional maturity, social context, and readiness to act with both heart and mind. Yet, the modern question persists because society has shifted. Roles are fluid, expectations are overlapping, and history no longer dictates behavior clearly. Women are expected to be independent. Men are pressured to be decisive. Social media amplifies judgment. Peer and family opinions layer on top of personal desire. Suddenly, what should have been an act of mutual recognition becomes a field of psychological landmines. Many avoid action not out of disinterest, but out of fear. Fear that proposing first might be interpreted incorrectly. Fear that responsibility is heavier than it appears. Fear that love may be rejected publicly. And in this hesitation, opportunity dies quietly. So what is the principle beneath it all? Initiative is a measure of emotional courage. Initiative is the willingness to accept accountability for both acceptance and refusal. Initiative is the act of translating private intention into public honesty without coercion, manipulation, or expectation. It is the acknowledgement that love is not merely a feeling, but a structure, a responsibility, a shared promise. Every friendship and every relationship, romantic or otherwise, is built on this principle. To act is not arrogance. To hesitate indefinitely is not prudence. Both men and women are accountable for their silence as much as for their words. Responsibility is not bound by gender. It is bound by readiness. Love is not merely measured by the depth of feeling. It is measured by the integrity of action. And society, while it may applaud or criticize, cannot absolve anyone from the personal duty to speak when the heart is known, to act when clarity emerges, and to carry the consequences of vulnerability. Cultural traditions and social norms matter. They shape perception, guide expectations, and maintain cohesion, but they cannot replace moral courage or relational intelligence. In fact, wisdom often lies in navigating between tradition and insight, respecting cultural frameworks while refusing to let fear dictate truth. So, when you ask yourself, who should propose? Pause and ask, am I ready to act responsibly? Am I ready to be honest, courageous, and accountable? Am I willing to accept rejection without bitterness and acceptance without complacency? Because the answer is never about who speaks first. It is about who acts with integrity, who carries the weight of emotion responsibly, and who understands that love without action is fragile and responsibility without love is hollow. And here is the final insight. When initiative is guided by character, not convention, by empathy, not expectation, by courage, not pride, every bond, whether friendship or marriage, thrives. Waiting indefinitely for someone else to act is a luxury no relationship can afford. The weight of silence can destroy potential faster than any refusal. Responsibility, love, and emotional courage are intertwined. Those who act wisely honor both themselves and those they cherish. If you are ready to understand relational courage, the responsibility of initiative, and the subtle truths society often overlooks, consider subscribing to The Inner Life. Here, we explore the wisdom few speak aloud, the guidance rarely taught, and the counsel your heart is silently seeking. Step into insight. Step into maturity. Step into relationships that last not because they were convenient, but because they were grounded in integrity, responsibility, and the quiet power of action. Because at the end of the day, it is not about who should propose, it is about who is willing to rise to the occasion when love demands presence, courage, and responsibility.